I'm going to talk about the evidence for causal relationships between socioeconomic status and health. Socioeconomic status, or SES, is the social standing or class of an individual group depending on the combination of factors including occupation, health, income, wealth, and the place of residence. Sociologists often use SES as a means of predicting behavior and indicate whether an individual's background is an indicator of any underlying health issues. This figure shows life expectancy for social class between the 1970s and 1990s. In both periods, there is a clear gradient. The higher the social class, the longer the life expectancy. But between the 1970s and 1990s, the life expectancy for all social classes improved, so much that if you were social class 4, partly skilled in 1992 to 6, your life expectancy was greater than someone in social class 1 20 years earlier. Reverse causation is also an important subject, where poor health is most likely to cause lower SES because impaired health and functioning may reduce opportunities for income generation as you are less motivated and physically able to work. There's a problem with inferring causation from correlational data. This, this figure is an investigation carried out by Mahmoud et al., displaying a clear health gradient between coronary heart disease mortality rates and civil servant employment grade and age. Before the experiment, participants were classified into different employment grades and asked to fill in a questionnaire about their health history and lifestyle choices. The results show that the lower the grade, the higher the coronary risks, especially since the people in the other category were 3.6 times the mortality rate of those in the administrative category. It's difficult to infer cause from this because there are other factors that could contribute to higher risk of CHD, like age. The 60 to 64-year-olds had a much higher risk of disease than people in the other ages because old age is often associated with greater health risks. Also, the investigators found an association between health and height. The men in the other grade were on average shorter than those in the administrative grade, which could mean that shorter people have a higher risk of CHD. Therefore, from this data, we cannot conclude that poor health is a direct cause of low SES. Longitudinal cohort studies provide temporal associations between SES and health, as opposed to cross-sectional designs, which are limited in the fact that they only make comparisons within a short period of time. Therefore, they cannot infer causation between two factors over a period of time. This figure shows an investigation by Cohen et al. In 2004 for susceptibility to the common cold virus. He nasally injected the cold virus into 334 adults and asked them to recall childhood parental home ownership. He stated that home ownership is associated with both greater assets and income with better health because adults are generally able to recall whether their parents owned or rented their homes when they were growing up. Parental home ownership provides a good retrospective indicator of economic circumstance over the course of childhood adolescence. The results show that only 16% of participants did not know whether their parents owned homes during one or more of these 18 years. The graph shows that those whose parents owned less homes were more susceptible to the cold. We can infer causation from quasi-experimental data because they show SES that undergo a naturally occurring change over time. Moretti investigated the impact of college openings on the incidence of low birth rates and premature birth. There were no clear trends in these negative factors prior to opening the college, but there was a significant drop in their incidences, showing that not only income and occupation affects the health of an individual, but education as well. To conclude, while there is a large amount of data that supports that there is a relationship between low SES and low health, and therefore that we can only observe a correlation from, there is an amount of empirical data that not only support the causal link between low SES and health, but show stronger evidence for low SES causing health, as opposed to low health causing low SES. Thank you.